Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video, and this is a paid. Let me do that again. This is a paid request for Jonathan. Now that I learned how to talk, Jonathan, if you're watching, thank you so much for your patience. Sorry it's taking me a bit to get to your requests, but try and get to him as soon as I can. He did send a couple of them in. I will try to get to him as soon as possible. But thank you for your generosity and your kindness. I really do appreciate it. And one of the requests Jonathan sent was for me to talk about the Incredible Hulk episode, A Rock and a Hard Place. Before I go on, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. Now, I reviewed a couple episodes of the Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk show. Overall, I liked it. I wouldn't say I love the show because there's still that part of me that misses, the Hulk fighting supervillains and doing more incredible things. But it's a TV show. They only had a certain amount of budget. There's only a certain amount of things they could do. So it did what it could with those limitations. And Bill Bixby is the MVP. He always does a wonderful job playing David Banner. Can't be Bruce Banner because in the show creator's words, Bruce sounded too gay. That was his words. But Bill Bixby does a great job. Definitely has that pathos of emotion, and when Lou Ferrigno does show up, he definitely has that physique. The music works. This, I thought it was a pretty meh episode. Pretty much what happens is Bill Bixby, he's hired to drive this van for this old lady. So he does so because he's looking for odd jobs. Answer to help wanted post. He's driving the van, he gets stopped by the FBI, and they look into it, and he's like, what's going on? I didn't do anything. And in the van, there's dynamite. He gets brought in and is told that this old lady has been building up to do this heist with some other people. And David Banner's like, you kidding? He's like, no. We also realized that we looked up your file, and supposedly you're dead. And, hell, we'll do this. You become our informant. We'll get rid of this file. He doesn't want to do it, but ultimately he has to. He talks with the old lady a few times, who seems very nice. He overhears some stuff. One thing leads to another, and the guy that's with the old lady, he takes David to the basement, threatens him. Who have you been talking to? Who are you really? Punches him in the stomach, throws him into the freezer. Big mistake, as you get your first of two Hulk out moments, where Lou Ferrigno busts out of the freezer, throws it, knocks the guy out, takes a pinball machine that's there, moves it, slides across the room. He even takes another little, I forget what machine it was, and throws it. But then gets mesmerized by the jukebox, rocks it a bit, it plays this music, soft music, makes him calm down. The old lady sees this. And then pretty much, listen, you're going to help us, or I'm going to tell people who you are and what you turn into. So eventually, he's got to go with this old lady, this guy, and this guy's buddy to do this heist. Now, the old lady doesn't want anyone hurt. I do like to bet that these guards are tied up, and she goes, there's going to be an explosion. Now, you guys are far away, but I just want to make sure that they want you to be startled. They do the explosion and the heist, but the one guy hired his buddy to chain up David Banner and throw him to the water. She's against this. What are you doing? You're not supposed to do this. They do it anyway. And then you do get a Hulk out in the water, so that's a bit different. Breaks out of the chains. They're ready to throw the old woman over into the water, but the Hulk comes out, takes the one guy, throws him into the water, walks toward the second guy, some bricks fall on him, he breaks out, the guy tries to find him with an oar, he grabs it, throws the guy into the water, breaks the chains that the old lady's in, so she's free, runs off. The FBI, who is tailing them, catches up to them finally. The old woman's going to get some kind of deal where she's going to be part of a program to teach younger people what to do and not to do. David Banner comes in, they rip up the file, they shred the file, I should say. And then David Banner is off on his own again. Play that sad Hulk music. Do 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 do. This, I thought, was just a very lower in the totem pole, mediocre episode. It didn't really have anything that really drew... It didn't drive the overarching plot of the show. Whether it be meeting a character or that reporter who's been chasing him, or any good, strong emotional connections that you carry through in the future. There's just really nothing to it. It's a very bare bones plot. The old lady, did a fine enough job. But there wasn't a whole lot of memorable scenes where David reflects on what he's going through, what he needs to do, or relate to anybody. I said there's really not much there of the beat of the matter to the plot. There's a lack of action. It really is, like I said, the bit where he's thrown into the freezer, hulks out, fucks up a pinball machine or two. That's it. And the second one, throws a guy into the water, bricks dropped on him, it's nothing, throws the other guy in the water. So it just comes off as very forgettable, just very minute. The lady, her just getting pretty much community service. Is like, well, okay, I guess. She wasn't an awful person or anything. But it's just, there wasn't a whole lot there to the story. It wasn't really a whole lot there to the plot or anything. It's not like the one where he's trying to cure himself, and you'll see Bill Bixby within the Hulk and all these ways where he tries to keep the Hulk intact, like in a safe or tied up, and the Hulk keeps getting out because the Hulk is relentless. Or this big love story, and then sadly the girl dies, and it's this tragic love affair. Or it's this adventure where everything's on fire, the force is on fire, and either him or the Hulk have to either get this guy to safety through all the trappings. Either David Banner using his wit or the Hulk using his strength. I figured what was going to happen was somehow they were going to make him turn into the Hulk wherever they needed to go, and in his crazed state he would tear everything apart, and thus they could go in, take the money, and leave. But he would be the patsy, and then he would be chased by the cops, and on the run, and he's got to go clear his name. No, none of that's the case. At all. So, again, a lack of action, a lack of in-depth, not many really moments to really go into the psyche of David Banner or the Hulk. The old lady was kind of like, there is a character. I could take her or leave her. The actress did perfectly fine. The other two guys, just run-of-the-mill hoodlums that is no threat to the Hulk. So you never thought the Hulk was in danger. I don't know, it didn't really amount to much of anything. And I would honestly say this is one of the weaker episodes I've seen of the show. So, that's just me. So I don't know if this is a favorite for Jonathan. If you're watching it, feel free to let me know what you liked about it or what was special about it, if anything. But with that said, if people liked it, that's cool. It's just not for me. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.